سعادة نائب رئيس المجلس أصحاب المعالي والسعادة
Vice President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Palestinian people faces one of the most serious situations in its history. Illegal occupying forces destroy, cause famine, forcible displacement and arrests illegally. They have been perpetrating war crimes and crimes against humanity for the past 50 years. So we stand here before you to reject plans to forcibly displace our people. These plans are a threat to our sovereignty, and they are ways of trying to distract the world's attention away from all the acts caused by the settlers. And we have 18,000 people who've been killed or injured, mostly women. People are being displaced. They face famine, illness. The occupation, schools and hospitals have been destroyed. Places of worship and other infrastructure has been bombed. This has led to an unprecedented humanitarian crisis. In view of the horror of these massacres, the International Court of Justice issued 3 interlocutory measures in recent months following the case brought by South Africa. Summary executions and arbitrary detention continues in the West Bank. The occupying forces continue to destroy houses. They're trying to devour what remains of Palestinian territory. Attacks against innocent civilians continue by settlers, and they're defended by the occupying forces. 90,000 Palestinians have been forced into refugee camps in Tulkarem, Tuba and Jenin. This is the largest forcible displacement operation for years. Military blockades isolate villages, and they are a blockade on Palestinians in their own land. We see attacks on holy sites. There is continuing Judaization. Palestinians don't have access to places of worship. Their right to freedom of religion is being swept away. The Israeli government is trying to destroy the lives of the original inhabitants. There have been horrendous crimes against Palestinian prisoners. They're being beaten. They are subject to verbal abuse and humiliations. Their dignity is being destroyed. They're deprived of food and medical care. Some of them are being tortured into complete physical and psychological destruction. UNRWA is facing an insidious attack with a view to ending its role. UNRWA is a lifeline for refugees wherever they are, so we need international defense of UNRWA. It cannot be replaced. It is being cut off from its sources of finance, but this cannot happen unless the right of return for Palestinian refugees is achieved. We would like to congratulate Switzerland on its accession to the presidency of the Human Rights Council, and we welcome efforts to organise the conference of the high contracting parties to the Geneva Convention, and we hope that it will spell out clear obligations of state parties in respecting international law and bring an end to the illegal occupation of Palestinian territory. Security and stability at an international level will only be achieved if there is international and serious commitment to the two-state solution. the International Conference on Peace, which will be held in New York in mid-June this year under the co-presidency of Saudi Arabia and France, is a historic opportunity to reach a collective vision and put an end to the occupation and fully recognize the state of Palestine, and to ensure that the state of Palestine becomes a fully fledged member of the United Nations, with a view to ensuring peace and stability in the region in line with international resolutions, notably resolutions 242 and 338. There have been attempts to silence the voice of justice. That's why we urge the international community to strengthen the role of international institutions tasked with delivering international justice, including the ICJ, which faces threats and sanctions to hinder its efforts to hold criminals to account. We must respect the aims of the court. We're at a critical moment, and we congratulate efforts of states who stand up to war machines. They have clearly condemned crimes against women and children. We pay tribute to the states who have called on international courts to uphold international law and provide justice to victims and ensure that perpetrators are held accountable. In its advisory opinion, the International Court of Justice has reiterated the illegal nature of the Israeli occupation and called on for measures to be taken immediately to put an end to the occupation. In view of the serious situation, we need a program which clearly sets out states' obligations to put an end to the Israeli occupation and the crimes and expulsion plans. There must be respect for the advisory opinion and the Council's resolution, which includes the prohibition of trade in weapons with occupying forces. We need justice for those children who have lost limbs, and women and families who've been removed from the civil register. We call on specialized international institutions to support efforts to achieve peace and justice. We cannot wait. We cannot put off our action. We must act immediately in order to stop the systematic crimes against humanity and to provide the Palestinian people with justice and hold the criminals accountable. We reiterate that our people will continue to live on the land of its ancestors. We will continue our legitimate fight for independence, and we believe that an end will come to this illegal occupation. Thank you.